about something a little bit more recent, and that's definitely going to be the Tag Team GXs that is going to be present in just a couple of weeks now with the upcoming Team Bolt, if I'm not mistaken. I guess I always get that mixed up. The Team Up, Tag Team, Team Bolt, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. The new Tag Team GXs that are coming out in a couple weeks in the next expansion, and this is one GX that has been revealed just recently that I think we kind of need to look at this a couple of different ways, because this could either be extremely good, or it could be the worst thing that's ever been made. So obviously, in front of you, you can see the Tag Team GX of Melmetal and Lucario, which is actually pretty neat. It's almost kind of like a Waylord Magikarp situation. Melmetal is the heavier of the two and pretty slow. Lucario is a lot lighter, a lot faster, and yet the tag team just works so well. So being a metal type is not that bad. Actually, it's been very good, although I guess metal decks have not seen a whole lot of play, mainly because there's just a lot more faster decks out there, because the metal types we had, like the Duskmane Necrozma, the what was it, the Solgaleo Prism. There's just, it takes a while to build up their energies. And then we had the Solgaleos, which are stage 2s, which are getting better to handle stage 2 decks, but the investment is not quite there, at least not worthy yet. But this card has an attack going for itself that like I said, it's going to be very divisive. So overall stats are pretty good. 260 HP. Weakness to fire is kind of sort of not really a problem. Blacephalon is like the only fire deck that is seeing some rounds. Maybe there's like a Ho-Oh deck running around, but you don't see too many of them. But resistance to psychic is very good, just in case Garbodor's a thing. Garbodor's been seeing, like, I don't know, just random moments of play, and it can be very dangerous. So having that psychic resistance is great. Now, the first attack, 50 damage, search your deck for a metal energy card and attach it to his Pokemon, then shuffle your deck. Not bad. 50 damage isn't a whole lot, but you do have cards that can beef it up. One specifically, Delmise. Delmise, I think it was from the Guardians Rising expansion. I could be wrong about that, but adds 10 damage onto your attacks, onto metal attacks. So 60 damage, you get 2, you get 70, 380, you get the idea. With a choice band, you're doing 80. So it's not that bad. Plus, you get to also accelerate energy onto yourself. So it's an okay attack. I have seen attacks where you accelerate energy to yourself before. I think this is one of the very few, if not the only, where you actually get to do damage in addition to that. Heavy impact is 150 damage, 2 metal, 2 metal, 2 colorless, so a double colorless energy and 2 metal energy. It's okay. I'm not too wild about that attack, and at the same time, I don't think it's really worth it. 150 damage will get most of your stage 1s, if not all of them. Your stage 2s, it's gonna fall just a little bit short, but I guess with the Delmise is not an issue. But if you have a choice band, you're doing 180, which will get some relevant GXs, such as maybe Tapu Bulu or Rayquaza, but you're kind of falling short of, like, let's say Buzzwole, or even like your stage 1 GXs like Zoroark, or even like any of the evolutions. So I'm a little iffy about it. I don't think that's like the biggest investment. Honestly, this Tag Team GX, I feel like, is only really good just for its GX attack. Because the other, I don't want to say it's a bad card. The thing is, this Tag Team GX is an ideal turn 1 attack GX, which is so odd because you don't normally have GXs in which you're so keen or very eager to get the very first turn. Is like, oh, I want to use my GX attack, but this one is set up to be that way, which then makes Hala such a better card index that's going to have this Tag Team GX, because with Hala, if you've already used your GX for the game, you get to draw 7 cards. You shuffle your hand, you draw 7 cards instead of like 5 or 6, like, you know, Tate and Liza and Cynthia. So here's the GX attack. It's for 1 colorless energy. Until the end of this game, your metal Pokemon take 30 less damage from your opponent's attacks after applying weakness and resistance. If this Pokemon has at least 1 extra energy attached to it, discard all energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. Take a second to think about it. Let me know what you think in the comments section, but I'm just telling you, this could be extremely good, or it could be a terrible idea. Here's why. The fact that it lasts the entire game. You essentially just have built this wall. Funny enough that it's called Full Metal Wall, so I get it. That all of your metal Pokemon, Duskmane Necrozma, Solgaleo Prism, what is it? Any sort of metal Lucario, the fossil Pokemon, Bastiodon, what else is a relevant one? You get the idea. Oh, Genesect's coming out too. Genesect. They take 30 less. Let's keep in mind, though, that there are tool cards that metal Pokemon received not too long ago that also reduce damage by 30. So if you have that tool card attached, Metal Frying Pan, let's use that one for an example. Metal Frying Pan. Your metal Pokemon take 30 less damage. You activated Full Metal Wall GX at the beginning of the game. 30 less damage. That's 60 less damage. That's just the base we're talking about. Let's talk about Melmetal GX. I don't think I talked about that yet on my channel. Maybe I brought it up. But still, Melmetal GX has an ability that says any damage done to this Pokemon is reduced by 30. That's Melmetal's ability that you get to stack on top of this Tag Team GX's GX attack that you get to also stack on the tool card, the Metal Frying Pan that you're going to have. That's 90 damage that you just reduced. 90 damage. You want another scenario? Stack Attack a GX. Now, this one's a little bit tricky. Not tricky, but like a little bit awkward, just because Stack Attack a GX actually only reduces the cost or the damage done to Ultra Beast by 10. Okay? Stack Attack a GX is a metal Pokemon. Duskmane Necrozma is a metal Ultra Beast. You have 4, let's say you have 4 Stack Attack a GX out. That's 40 damage. 40 damage reduced. Let's say you activated this GX attack. That's now you're at 70. Plus the 30 from the tool card, you are reducing 100 damage. 100 from whatever's hitting you. Please tell me, name me an attack that can do 260 damage right off the bat. That's very easy to get to before this Pokemon or for any of your meta Pokemon do any serious damage. You can't really. This is crazy. First of all, the artwork looks beautiful. Let's zoom in on the artwork here. It's great. The artwork is great. But what's crazy is that this is a good thing for metal Pokemon. This is gonna want people to try out more metal Pokemon decks. Duskmane Necrozma might see a rise in play again. Because if you can do 100 less damage, you can reduce damage to you by 100, why not? Why not give it a shot? Give yourself that little extra push to survive some hits, to charge up your attacks. Why not? The other problem to this is that you could easily turn this into a very annoying stall deck in which you cannot you just can't get rid of, you can't knock out your opponent. Like if you're playing against this deck that's just stalling, maybe reducing or getting rid of energies, maybe putting all your cards in lost zones, like there's no point, because you're not going to be able to catch up enough to do enough damage to this Pokemon. And here's the thing, this Melmetal tag team GX here with Lucario can be like your front runner. It can be your front runner that you can use max potions, and you I don't know how else to explain that this could be the most annoying stall deck ever. And I don't think a lot of people are realizing that is a possibility. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying it's a possibility. This is a very cool card. I'm not too keen on the attacks. They're okay. They're fine. But the GX attack, you start the game with this, and then being able to Hala for 7 cards here, 7 cards there, and just taking less damage. This is awesome. I might want to try out a metal deck just because of this card. I don't know if I'll ever attack with it, but I just feel like this is a no-brainer for metal decks to just slap like 1 or 2 of these in their decks and just try to start with this. Just attach energy, GX attack. And the secondary effect, let me read it again. If this Pokemon has at least 1 extra energy attached to it, discard all energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. So even if it's kind of like mid to late game, or maybe like at the very beginning of the game, your opponent just attaches like a special energy, well, now you just got rid of it. If you put, like, even if you put 1 double colorless energy on it, that counts. That's an extra energy attached to it. You can do the secondary effect of full metal, or of the GX attack. This is awesome. The only downside, and it's not even that big of a deal because the metal frying pan, is the fire weakness. Yes, your opponent can still field blower, but field blower is actually seeing less and less play. But fire Pokemon will still be able to take this down 1 hit, and I think that's kind of where we might see a rise in fire decks. It's quite possible. I don't know. Maybe I'm overhyping this GX attack. Maybe I'm not making clear like why this is a good and or terrible thing. Good for metal decks to get this awesome defense, but terrible for creating stall decks that we'll just never ever get through. But this is interesting, and I like that they made this card. It's a unique GX attack. It is. There's no other GX attack out there like this one. So I'm very excited to see what people do with it. I'm all for it. I don't know when we get this. I know it's coming out soon in Japan. I think for us, it's probably going to be in our March, April, May set. I want to say May set. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But anyway, this is very cool. You guys let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Whether you like it, you love it, you hate it, you think it's not even worth talking about. I don't know, but I'm all for it. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for listening, hearing me out. Please like, subscribe, comment, all the other YouTube stuff. You get the idea. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.